600 walk-ins, 5,400 child support hearings. They actually have to respond to 1,500 telephone calls on a daily basis, which is amazing that, the amount of calls that we get on child support. But what we realize is this child support serves as the livelihood for many of our families and is there to help them in just their day-to-day living. Our Civil Litigation and Solicitors Division, as I said, handles a number of different areas. With the increase in population, we anticipate a larger volume of government-related contracts for goods and services, contractual disputes, more requests for legal opinions and interpretations, procurement-related issues, as we all see that is happening currently, and protests, concerns about fraudulent schemes, consumer protection matters. The Civil Litigation Solicitors Division currently services over 55 government agencies, boards, and commissions. We have only 7 attorneys in the Civil Litigation Unit, only 7 attorneys in our Solicitors Unit, and just 2 legal secretaries for that entire division for all of those government agencies and entities. We are looking at, as we move forward, having increased dialogue with our military in terms of memoranda of understanding in a number of different areas. We currently dialogue with them in all different facets of our work, but certainly what has been recommended is a formalized MOU so that we can handle and have procedures in place in this regard. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney General Limtiaco. Attorney Rapadas.
Yes, thank you, Dave. You know, as soon as we got wind that this buildup was imminent, one of the first things I did was go to my leadership and say, look, you know, we may be experiencing a growth in our districts, the 2 districts that the office serves. And in conjunction with that, also went to the different components within the Department of Justice, ATF, DEA, FBI, and all the other different associated law enforcement agencies, and just, you know, became the squeaky wheel. The further you are away from the Beltway, the smaller your voice gets. I know some of you, some of my federal brethren out there understand that, and so I just kept, you know, we just became the squeaky wheel and kept pushing for that. And we've done at least 1 presentation at the Main Justice on the buildup. We brought JIGPO out to do the presentation, and I tell you, eyes, you know, jaws dropped, eyes were wide open. The great thing about that meeting was that we had our money people there, our budget people in the same room as this presentation was going. I also, prior to that, had gotten JIGPO to do brief meetings with the agency heads that are here, and they have all gone up their chain to anticipate this. And so far, almost every agency has plans to build up their forces, or has actually built up their forces to anticipate not just criminal work, but all the other work that comes with the fact that we're near China and those places like that. So we've looked ahead far in advance of this. My office, personally, we haven't really increased staff. I hate to be the only one here not asking for staff. I may end up kicking, you know, myself in the rear for that, but what's going to happen at the front end? The front end is probably going to be, like the Attorney General mentioned, probably some, you know, public corruption, things like that, dealing with, $10 billion. I've heard as high as $15 billion. You know, that's going to attract a lot of attention. So that is where we will be in the front end. NCIS has built up their manpower to accommodate that. Again, we've tried to engage the IG for DOI to come in. But the Attorney General, I feel sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I feel for her. I feel for her because after everyone's in, I don't mean that. I feel for her because I've been there where they will get all the DUIs, the assaults, all those things that are attendant with being a state prosecutor's office. So those are the sorts of things that we will be trying to work out with the Attorney General to help out and assist to what we can. But I said we've worked out. Hopefully, we're still, you know, trying to get this in place.
Thank you, Attorney Rapadas. My second questions, you all kind of touched upon it, but I will ask the questions anyways in case you want to cover other categories that might not have been discussed from the first question. And I will go ahead and start with Chief Suba on this one. Given the different nature of the incoming population in terms of ethnicity, perhaps citizenship, age, and income characteristics, and the likelihood that the overall population will have a larger portion of males, please address the following questions. What kind of law enforcement or legal problems do you anticipate the island will experience, and how do you propose to deal with the problems? Are you concerned with a possible increase in sex-related crimes, domestic violence, alcohol abuse, and disorderly conduct? What specific steps can be taken to ensure that there are not an increase? And what steps will be taken to ensure the smooth relationships between and among police agencies, the criminal justice system, and persons responsible for the prosecution of crimes? It's a mouthful.
Yeah, can you repeat number one again? No, I'm just kidding. I want to thank Dave for at least providing us the questions a couple of days ago. Thanks, Dave.
You're welcome.
They're good questions, and I'm sure not only the people in this room are interested and concerned, but whoever may watch this presentation later. What kind of law enforcement legal problems do you anticipate the island will experience? Actually, everything. Everything that we are seeing today and more, probably. With any increase in population, there's going to be an increase in those that choose to do the wrong thing due to human nature and behavior. There will be more highway congestion, as you already see, not only because we're trying to expand and widen and fix our infrastructure as far as the sewer system and whatever goes below deck on those roadways, but there will also be car crashes, an increase. We have 10,000 annually already. And that's everything from a bumper-to-bumper T-bone crash when somebody allows one car to pass to get onto the roadway, to fatalities. We have 10 to 20 fatalities annually. And then we will see, more than likely, an increase in road rage. Some of you have already experienced that. We'll also see an increase in bar fights, shootings, stabbings, domestic violence, all related to the illegal drug trade and abuse, and also the alcohol abuse. And so, how do we propose to deal with the problem? Highway Patrol has been and will work with the Office of Highway Safety, DPW, and that's Department of Public Works, the community and the military branches through not only DOD but directly to identify and brief them on hazards prevention and mitigation. Everything from new roadway design and construction to signage and electronic speed and traffic signal camera and e-citation systems. We're going to be bringing the e-citation systems to Guam, not only for traffic violators, but for petty and misdemeanor cases. We're working with the AG's office at this time, the U.S. Attorney, the Governor's office, and the legislature. We're working with the court system so that we can start issuing tickets for some of these misdemeanor or petty misdemeanor cases that won't bottleneck the Attorney General's office or congest the local prison system. And that will eventually, hopefully, make crime pay. We're also looking at developing the Neighborhood Watch program, looking at Criminal Investigations Bureau, working with the federal and local agencies, the U.S. Attorney and the Attorney General's office, including Revenue and Tax, particularly ABC, alcohol, the Bureau of Alcohol and Tobacco, and looking at closing down some establishments that are operating unsafely or illegally. And then, am I concerned with sex-related crimes? Yes.